Hey everybody, welcome back. We are on episode 142. Finally got all of us back here after having some technical difficulties on my end. And then actually we were going to record last night and weren't able to because we were having technical difficulties on your guys' end. So it's
Yep.
just
Oh,
kind of
don't roll me into it. It's all
No,
this
hey,
guy.
okay.
me.
Par for the course. But
Yep.
the important thing is that we are here and we actually have some important news and stuff to talk to everybody about tonight. So why don't we jump right into it? Everybody's wondering what's going on with Scale Challenge West 2026. So let's hear what's up.
All right. So we locked down King Bale, got everything. We went and walked it. We went up there in the storm, actually. So really cool area. It reminds me of Cisco without the trails. It has trails, but we're going to be cutting trails. But the guy's really cool. It's about 400 acres, I think, 300 or 400
Wow.
acres. Yeah, he's got he can fit like 450 cars, I think, total. But there's an upper area, a lower area. As you come in, there's a pizza place. He owns what does he own? He owns For Real Dough Sourdough Pizza.
That is a great name.
And he owns, I think he runs Tahoe Water. That's his brand.
Oh.
It's like a bottled water. He runs out of Soda Springs. So it's very
Okay.
cool dude.
For real. I love that.
But today was the big announcement. Vanquish is our title sponsor. Super rad. We have been behind the scenes, me, Rick, and Nick, scrambling. If it was behind the scenes, what we were doing, it's probably the most stress I've ever gone through when all this stuff went down. So, but we got it done, and Vanquish is on board. Adam, you have some bullet points on that?
Yes, I do. So some key takeaways, which is actually kind of, I guess it's a little bit of a blessing in disguise that we, postponed one day, because now Vanquish actually is a day early, because we typically record on Wednesday and then upload. Everyone else can hear it on Friday, which was also going to be the same time Vanquish made their announcement, but they're a day early. We're a day late. I think it's all working.
Yep.
So
it's right in, baby.
So tickets are going to be live on this Friday, April 27th.
Yep.
So kids are 14 and under are free. The first 450 tickets will be live on Friday. Now, this is something that you'll see it on all of the socials, but if you're listening to the show, tuning in to the show, you're going to hear it, more in depth. We're splitting it up to try to keep, the floodgates at bay. So the first are going to be 450, and then I think about another week or two, release the next 400.
We need to. I think we're gonna. Yeah, I think I couldn't remember what he was saying. I think we're gonna like 3 or 4 weeks.
Okay,
I think that's what it was.
Yeah, it's right here. Sorry, I should have read the next one down. The bullet points aren't in order, so I'm trying to read. And
yeah, mine are way out of order.
It says after the snow melt, we will reassess and release the second round of tickets. So that second amount is to be determined. So there'll be definitely 450. So if you have been waiting, you've been following Scale Challenge West on all the socials, following all the updates, and you're anxious to go, make sure you jump on the ticket release when it releases on Friday.
And also too, we saved the dates. That was our big thing. We didn't want to change the dates because we had a lot of people that bought plane tickets, rented RVs, took vacation time. So our biggest thing was not to change the dates because we didn't want to do that to people. Also, too, I mentioned it on my video, is we went private because when the first thing we released, the Cisco thing, they came out of the woodworks. Ask Adam. People were coming out of the woodworks saying they had tickets, they wanted to sell them. It was
so
crazy.
we've never, it's kind of crazy how this stuff is like evolving nowadays. Like, I mean, you see more and more people with the, the fake accounts, trying to be somebody else. Now they're even jumping in when you have stuff like this going on. So,
yeah,
we've been talking about this event, and originally the original venue was going to be Cisco, and we kept saying tickets aren't out yet. We're still working on everything. We're still getting everything ironed out. Please bear with us. But there'd be people that would pop up either in the comments of that video or start their own thread, or if somebody else like would ask a question, like the one that really caught our attention was somebody said, "Hey, are the tickets live yet?"
Yeah, that caused that was wildfire there.
And some fake account jumped in and said, "I got 4 tickets. Unfortunately, I can't go. I'll sell them to you for a killer deal." And we're like, "You guys, we have not released tickets yet. Do not fall for this." Like, yeah. And it's just, yeah.
Unfortunately, we had to go. Yeah, unfortunately, we had to go private on the group because we wanted to protect the Scale Challenge West members.
It's something interesting that kind of goes along with that, and this is something that I learned about. I'm not super tech savvy, so I don't know about bots and crazy stuff like that, but evidently there's things that are called bot accounts, and they're just fake computer ran Facebook accounts. And the other day there was a Halo group that I'm a part of, and I had made a post because there was like a really strange helmet that popped up in a cutscene, and it was not something that was actually from the game. So I posted, I was like, has anybody ever seen this happen before? Because it was just a really weird glitch. Like, it looked like it came out of Destiny or something. It didn't even belong in Halo. And so as it turns out, there's like a history of these weird glitches that happen in the game. But the post that I made, the caption and the screenshot of it, somebody else, a bot account, took and posted it word for word, my caption and everything. So it full on took my post, picture, caption, all of it, and posted it as if it was theirs. Well, and I've seen it happen like over and over again with multiple things. And so it's like, there's really like no protection from any of this like fake stuff that's happening on Facebook,
And then that's the hardest part too, is because especially with these 2 accounts that actually posted this saying that they had tickets, if you actually clicked on their profiles, they look like legit people. So what I think it is it's people that either have stopped using their account and then it got pirated somehow and taken over.
Yep.
Or it's just they do a really good job and they steal people's stuff and they just make it look like
I think they do a really good job, because this guy had like an Indonesian name and stuff and everything, and like,
well, these ones
different font and stuff.
These were like white people.
Yeah, yeah. These were normal.
Yeah, this was definitely like a foreign account, but it looked legit, but it was wild. I'd never encountered something like that. So I mean, like, they have things trained to where they'll do stuff like this and make the posts and do it all automated, like, scamming with the tickets and stuff. It's absolutely insane.
Which is why we just had to keep saying, we did not release tickets, so do not fall for this. And then we had to basically, and also kind of just say like, hey, if you do fall for it, that's your own bad, because we've been saying all along, tickets have not been released. If you did not come from Scale Challenge West, then it's not true. So you got to make sure, you're following along. But that's also how they try to get you. They try to jump in when there's like a lot of chaos going on. And, so they think like, oh, somebody must have released it and I missed it. So,
yeah, get somebody who's unsuspecting. Yeah.
But,
that's lame.
But yeah, so long story short, we had to make the group private so we can start filtering who is becoming part of the group, so we can kind of like try to filter out some of these bot accounts or, spam accounts. And unfortunately, that makes it now when we post certain things on the page, you can't share them because it's a private group. So it'll pop up. If you're not part of the group, it's going to pop up as, this content is,
not
private,
available or whatever.
Yeah. So we're in the middle of trying to make it go back to public, but don't know what's wrong with Facebook. I've spent the last week and a half trying to make the page public. I've done it from my phone. I've done it from my laptop. I just did it again.
I've done it twice.
I'm doing it again from the laptop, and it does this thing like it did it when you were making it private. when you click on it, it says this change will happen in 3 days, and it gives you a timestamp. And then I guess it announces to the group that's, once it happens that it all went private, and vice versa is what it's supposed to do when it goes back to public. But yeah, the day will come, the time will come, and it still says private. Never goes back to.
Wow.
And the worst part about it is Facebook, aka Meta, is all AI support. There's no people to talk to. So it'll be like, it'll be like, so you can click down in the support button and you go to it and it says, what do you need support with? And I go, making group public again. And it'll give you it'll say, this is the steps on how to do it. It's like, yes, I've already done that. Like, I need somebody to tell me why it's not going back. And then you can even type in, can I talk to someone? And they go, let me find out. And then you never hear anything. It's the most bizarre thing in the world. So, I mean, I've even Googled, I was telling this to Elio the other day on the phone. I've even Googled how to talk to a live person at Facebook. And there's a post from, I don't know, a year or two ago saying this is the phone number, which is bizarre because it's my area code because Facebook's, right down the road. And you call that number and it says, welcome to the world of Meta, blah, 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 blah. And then it gets through this whole thing and you can click on, or it says if you want this, this, and this, press this number. You get to the support one, it'll go to support. It'll say, yeah, we would like you to go through our AI assisted support, whether you're, whatever platform you're on, Facebook, Instagram, whatever else they own. There's no one to talk to at this moment. Goodbye. And it hangs up and you're like, okay. So
can you imagine how nice it must be to run a business where
and not talk to anybody,
pull that much dumb shit and piss everybody off, but they'll just still keep coming back because they can't stop. That's unbelievable when you think about it, that something can be ran that poorly. I mean, I got demonetized on Facebook because I had said meth is popular. It's not a lie. I mean, it's truthful. It's it's a popular drug and it's a problem. It's an epidemic. But I said that and got demonetized. Yet, stuff like
you
this,
can't
bot
get
accounts and scamming people and everything else is perfectly acceptable.
Well, no, that's the other thing that actually makes me mad. And then I'll get back to the event is when you actually find somebody who's you straight up, you're like, that's a spam account and you report it. You say report, this is because it's somebody I know, blah, 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 blah. You'll get the response back 2 days later saying, we found nothing wrong with the account, but thank you for, you're like,
it's like a bad satire film at this point. That's how bad it is.
But anyway, so back to the event. We got, so I'll just cover food. Elio kind of already covered it. For Real Dough Pizza will be there for lunch and dinner. He will have, I take it just pizza, available for dinner. And then if you remember from the event last summer, there was Little D's Dogs. He's coming back. It'll be hot dogs and fresh squeezed lemonade. And he will be there for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yep.
So you'll have options if you don't want to bring food.
Yeah, I just want to say that for Real Dough, there is no way you can have a name of a pizza joint like that and not have it be just amazing. Everything in my soul tells me that dude's pizza is probably just
we tried it, Jay.
Killer.
Yeah, we sampled it. I mean, it's like a real thin, and the crust was almost like a croissant crust.
Oh wow,
it was delicious. Yeah,
rad.
Yeah, it was really good. Also with let me go over some stuff. So the tickets are $75 and kids under 14 are free. We are encouraging carpool and it is dry camping. So we'll have porta potties from Rocket Porta Potty, thanks to Rick's buddy. Also no fire pits, propane okay. And let's see what else I got here. Encouraging tent camping. Yep. Like I said on my video, I said, if you're carpooling, put all your buddies in there, get your cars in there, come on up. If you got a little RV or something, put your friends in there, your RC cars, and come on up. So, I mean, yeah, we're trying to, because it's a new venue for us. You know, I know Cisco like the back of my hand. I know where all the trails are. I know what will work there. This is a new venue for us, so we're kind of playing it safe on everything.
Yeah, and just to kind of touch on that, I believe there is camper, spaces available, but not a lot. So
yeah, limited.
Yeah. So if you're planning on bringing a camper, and also I believe Elio mentioned to me on the phone that it was going to be smaller than 40 foot.
No, they are
smaller than 30.
It's we haven't got that far. I think we're putting them down below, and then nothing above 32 on that first corner as you go up, because the guy said what happens, anything over, they just tear up the first corner and it just demolishes it, because they're so long.
Yeah. And then as far as events, it's going to be mainly focused on trail. And then we're going to have show and shine.
Show and shine. We're going to do show and shine. We're going to do Dollar Dash Friday and Saturday night, and of course the $2 ticket raffles back. We've got some excellent prizes this year. I've been working on. I don't know if anybody's ever done the Dollar Dash. So Dollar Dash is, we have one specific rig, like it will probably be an optic, stock, out of the box optic. We set a course. Best time at the end of the night takes the pot.
And every run is $1.
$1.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So
and then I don't know if we're gonna do. We've got to go up there. Like I said, check out the venue. I was thinking about I think we're gonna do a We Rock event or a racing, like a King of the Hammers. But we need to get up there and map everything out. Rick's the
gatekeeper.
The plan. He's the what?
Gatekeeper.
Oh no, he's just like he's got everything. He's got to measure everything. The guy is business, very business. So
that's why I said gatekeeper of the whole.
Yes,
he knows what's going on.
Him and Nick saved. If it wasn't for those two, I would probably go crazy, because there was a couple times that I was like, "That's it, and then they're like, "No, we got this, because we went to another venue, and they hit us up for some ungodly amount. It was just insane. And after Cisco was closed and we went to that, and I was almost like, dude, I'm ready to give up. So what happened is I called Andrew Ziegler, who used to run the Axial Fest and that's with Thing, and he told me about this place. He goes, "Hey, check this place out." We were going to go there, but it's kind of small for Axial Fest. So he turned us on to King Vale. So thank you, Andrew. I owe you a beer. But it was so stressful. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if Adam can tell I was stressed out at some point, but I was.
I've gotten a couple phone calls where he was to the point where he's like, I think I'm done. I think we're just postponing it this year and we're done.
Yeah.
It's not happening.
God. But thank God for the business. We have 4 guys in me and 3 other guys, including Adam, in the business group. And I'm going to thank all you guys. I mean, it's just, they're lifesavers. I mean, I try to do everything myself. I can't. And,
which is something that I'll just take time to also kind of like just put out there right now, is the fact that, I mean, we've had a lot of friends throughout the years that have put on their own events. Started out with the Betancourts and Crawl for a Cure, then ASD, with the Autism Awareness Crawl. Those 2 events right there, you spend a full year. They spend a full year. As soon as they finish the event, they're already planning, getting stuff ready. It's like running another job if you're gonna go this big. And I think in a roundabout way, if you ever get in a position where you can actually do this or attempt to do this, I think it'll give you more appreciation for events like Axial Fest, Pro Line by the Fire, even like stuff back east, like Beat the Creek, any of those big events that go on, because they don't just willy-nilly, say, hey, we're putting on an event. everyone show up and just hope that everything's going to work. I mean, there's so much that's involved. I mean, it's making sure insurance is covered properly,
Yep.
making sure you secure the venue properly. Yeah, there's just a lot of work that goes involved to putting on an event.
And also too, we're also working with the title sponsor like Vanquish. It's got to be, it's got to be perfect, you know, because it's that they want it to be great too. So we have to make all the everything's in order, run by everything. It's funny. I went down there and Vittorio and Jim, I was talking to him, and they said, you're like a pit bull. We need to put you in a cage because you're just what like. And it's like, and Jim understands. He goes, yeah. And I tried to explain to him. He goes, I know it's your passion, and sometimes you just gotta bring it down. So the guys are really proud that I've actually brought it down. So I'm just kind of in the background, just like, okay, I'll just
which I know is hard for Elio.
Yeah,
because we've been kind of saying this for a long time. Like, dude, you just need to just it'll happen. Just let it be. And yeah. So, but yeah, so that's pretty much the big info. More obviously will be released. We still have more sponsors that are going to be released.
We got vendors. Those aren't released. We're working on those.
So as usual, just stay tuned on all the socials. Try to post it on both Facebook and Instagram, and then also we'll be sharing it through that Scale RC show. So yeah, I think that pretty much sums it up.
Nice. Right on.
Well, I guess we also need to say that we're planning on registration starting Friday morning, so we don't need anyone showing up early.
Yeah.
That's
soon as reg. Oh yeah. Yep. I'm in the gates or the. Would you say?
Friday morning. I said we can't have anyone showing up early because, if you show up early, probably gonna have to turn you around because we just cannot accommodate anyone getting in there ahead of schedule. So
we're gonna open the gates early. Trust me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
Just in case. Anything else?
We try to be more professional. That's why we have bullet points this time. It's just
usually I forget to put the banner up anyway, so it's like I'm trying to be like extra on top of the banners tonight because I usually go to all the trouble of like getting them organized and then forget to do it.
So.
Yeah, what I should have done is I should have done a better job of reading all the bullet points and I actually maybe move them around and put them in order so that way it wasn't like all sporadic all over the place. But
well, it'd be kind of nice too, is if like there was some sort of like agenda. I mean, obviously the listeners don't care about this, but it's like it'd be cool if there was like a bullet point or agenda screen that we could like have that all three of us could see and sort of follow, without me having to make a separate document and send it, because it'll let us do so many different things on here, like screen sharing and all this stuff. And there's even a teleprompter like function, but it's like, you're trying to tell me that there's a teleprompter in this, but I can't like show a note saying like, this is what we were trying to stick to. So it's like StreamYard's rad, but at the same time, like tonight has been just like everything rad that I wanted to try and do with it just hasn't worked out.
But
so,
hey, remember,
whatever. It's how it
we're
goes.
Also like, what are we going on? Like 4 years, 3 years, 4 years? How many years have we been doing this?
Oh my God, I don't even know.
We're like 4-year rookies. We're still like learning this. So
that's it.
One day we'll figure it out.
It's because we're old and our brains are full of so many other things that
if we have kids,
trouble like absorbing all of this other like bots and Facebook and AI, anime, whatever. I don't know. It's too hard to keep up with. So like honestly, you guys are lucky that we're even able to get like this far and have something for you to check out. So be grateful. New vehicles, not a lot, but hey, you know what? Even one right now, with as crappy as the industry is, we're lucky to have it. So in particular, I was super happy to have this thing come back to the market. I thought it was rad. I never did jump on getting a body for one, but the Axial has released a V2 in a couple different colorways now of their CJ7, which I was, as I said, I was super bummed out that it went away, but it was pretty rad. They brought this guy back. It looks like the chrome grille might be something that's new on this particular one. That's kind of neat.
And I think the wheels too.
I even think the tires, because
I was gonna say, what are these tires? Those are Mickey Thompson's. Baja Bosses. No kidding.
They have the chrome rims now on the gold one.
Yeah. Dude, that's a beautiful Jeep.
What I really would like to see is, I would like to see an aftermarket company that can make an like readily available / easy conversion to switch that thing over to leaf sprung.
Yeah.
Because I think that's
I think Merchant Metal Fab will probably be on top of that if he's not already. I don't know if you guys are super familiar with him, but he's a dude up here locally named Leaf Merchant. You'll probably have him on the show at some point, but he does super sick 3D printed aluminum leaf mounts and stuff. And then Twisted
Metal Fab or whatever.
Yeah, they make the springs for his kits and stuff too. And I mean, they're not cheap, but they're also, you're getting something awesome. So this is pretty phenomenal. So we've got this in red and gold, I think it was, and then the other one that was kind of mind-blowing was the 87 Toyota SR5.
It was nice to see them go with a actual licensed Toyota body this time, instead of when they came out with the trail honcho, everybody, and even the base camp, everyone kind of knew that it was based off of a Toyota, but they just didn't pull the trigger on getting any licensing. But it's nice to see that they actually did with this one. And I think the exo cage is a nice touch, because it's not a common thing that you see in the RC world.
I just want to say that if you're an RC manufacturer, stuff like this is the benchmark. The CJ7, the Vanquish, H10 optic, even the Phoenix and the Fordyce with all the molded details and stuff and cages and everything. Like, if you want to sell kits and RTRs, this is the level of detail that you have to have now in order to be successful in this business. This probably sounds kind of harsh, but honestly, at this point, with Axial dropping releases like this, if you aren't going to try and match that level of detail and a licensed body and everything else, I don't know why you would even bother releasing something at this point. That's what it's going to take to stay competitive in this industry, and people aren't going to settle paying $50 less for something that has not even remotely as much detail or anything like that, or isn't licensed. So those two releases, I think, hats off to Horizon and Axial, to their teams, because they knocked it out of the park, I think, with both of those.
Yep. And actually, I don't think you have it on this list, and I thought I saw it today. I could be wrong. Didn't they just re-release a couple of the 24 scale, like the C10s?
Yes,
or was that this?
No, you're right. Yeah, in fact, I just saw something on that today. Thank you. Yeah, because they have an orange and white one now.
Yeah, I think they came up with like a new color. I don't know if it's on A-Mains yet, but I know I saw the post from Axial earlier.
Well, and the other sick thing too is they included 2 different grill styles with the one that I saw, which, again, next level. I mean, like, that. It's what you're going to have to do. I mean, it's just, when you look at the prices of this stuff and everything, $400 for the Senna 450. You've got mirrors, you've got, you know, I mean, licensed body, licensed wheels. This is what it's going to take, you know, releasing things that are not licensed and trying to get anything over, you know, 350, $400 is going to be really tough now.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is. Like that Toyota, honestly, like I mean, I don't even care that it has portals necessarily. Like they did such a fantastic job on the body and everything on it that it's, I mean, that thing is worth every single bit of $499.99. Like both of those rigs are, in my opinion. I mean, they're phenomenal. So I don't know. I think this is good. I hope that something like this forces people to kind of step their game up a little bit and, you know, start releasing some stuff that's going to be on par with this. Otherwise, people are going to have a difficult time. I mean, those are pretty rad.
Yeah.
So anyhow, yeah, bummer that we don't have the SCX30 pics to show.
I think it was 24.
Oh, was it a 24? Not okay.
I could be wrong. I don't know. I glanced over it on my lunch break and I forgot to actually release it. I thought it said the 20. I thought it was the 24 because the 30 just came out. I don't know why they would redo the 30 that quickly.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, I think it was like RC Driver or RC Car Action or something is where I saw it. I didn't even see anything officially from Horizon today about that one. It was just other media outlets. Next up, gosh, what was it? 3 weeks ago now, I went to the Northwest Model Hobby Expo. I forget when because I'm old. It's an annual event that they have up here north of Seattle and Monroe, Washington, and it's a showcase of basically everything RC. They had stunt flying, like freestyle airplanes. They had a giant drift track, which is what I spent all my time doing, aside from just walking around and checking some of the other stuff out. They had carpet off-road racing there. They had scale construction stuff with a local club that does that, and had like a bunch of dirt and excavators and stuff, and they were moving different materials and stuff around, so that was really cool. They had a giant pond that they made in there, and they had boats from one of the local boat builder clubs, and then they had representation from another club that does hydro races at one of the city parks up here at a pond that's there. So it's really cool. So yeah, there was a lot of really neat stuff. The drift track was amazing. It was giant. I mean, just huge. And there was so many people there. I mean, it was just absolutely packed and super fun. And they had a beginner track that people could like warm up on, or if you weren't quite ready for the big one and didn't want to be in people's way, you could just chill out and drive on the smaller ones. So it was really cool. It was beginner friendly and stuff. Really a really good time. The surface is kind of crazy. Very, very slippery. But yeah, it was fun. I was able to get some video, and I had posted it on our Instagram and Facebook. I chased some of the guys around with a onboard camera on my car and got some kind of fun like FPV footage of them. So that was neat. So that was a good time. I got to go do that. And then prior to that, on April 3rd, which was unofficially, that is Ken Block Day, where everybody kind of celebrates everything that Ken Block had contributed to the motorsports world and car culture. I try and kind of do something special each year, and like with Associated, they sell the Unicorn and Hunitruck RTRs, and so you want to get that?
No, it's spam.
Oh.
Spam.
So
anyways,
it's how professional we are around
here.
Yeah,
I know, right?
Oh man, I thought it was turned down.
Hang on, Uber Eats is here. I'm gonna go get dinner.
I know, right? I got you.
But anyways, we try and do something special, and AE has the licensing agreement for all of the Hoonigan stuff, and so I did a video with two of the guys that are listeners from our podcast that live in Portland. Chris Trudeau, which he's been a guest on here a couple times, and he's also been pretty much like the most consistent person as far as like asking questions and stuff like that goes. You can usually count on Chris to kind of like prod us a little bit and like get some pretty good information out of us and stuff and out of our guests. So he's, even though he's not like part of the show, he's part of the show, because he's kind of always involved with each episode. So it was really fun getting to work with him and John Fulweiler, who is Crobolo Customs on Instagram and YouTube. They drove 4 hours up here to hang out in my garage studio space and record some drift car stuff, and it was an incredible time. I can't thank them enough. It was I couldn't have done it without them because I needed other drivers, and they're both actually like really good drivers, and so they were able to do stuff while I filmed and things. So it was awesome. We had a great time, learned some new things about that DJI Osmo Mobile 7P gimbal that we talked about a couple episodes ago. That thing actually does object tracking, which I thought it only did face tracking. So you can actually like select a car that, when you have your phone hooked up to it, you select the car on the screen and it will actually track the car around the track or crawling or whatever. So it's cool. Yeah, it's like every time I use that thing, I find out something new. So, I mean, it was incredible. And that thing made filming awesome, and especially like doing some shots by myself and stuff where it needed to be panning shots, but I had to drive. I couldn't have done it without it. So between that and Chris and John coming up, we were able to put together something pretty fun. So it's on our YouTube channel. Check it out if you guys want. I know it's not like crawler stuff or anything, and but drift is kind of still scale RC stuff too. So same level of detail.
But what I want to put in there is like, I can't believe the level of dedication, the fact that this guy turned his whole garage into a like drift area, like set, so he could actually do this. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, it was a busy week getting that.
Yeah,
ready.
he was
that was crazy.
Yeah. Jay was sending me all kinds of like texts all week long with pictures like, oh dude, check this out and check this. I was like, dude, I cannot believe you turned your into that.
It was so much fun.
It was some dedication.
We've got like blackout curtains that close off the entire garage so that there's only like the floor of it showing with the track, so that it's more video friendly and stuff, so you don't see anything else. And then since then I've done like black table covers and stuff on our workbenches, so that I'm trying to make it to where almost every angle in there is usable now. Because what I'd kind of like to do, I mean, part of the reason for this like little experiment too with making this video was like all three of us have so many builds and stuff, and there's not a lot of great ways to present those to people that are watching the show, right? Like, so I mean, like for example, here's like my drift car. Like I can hold it like this and talk about like this to you guys and take the body off and stuff, but it's just still not like super engaging. And the people that only listen to the podcast, they're not going to care at all about anything that we're talking about with this car right now, because they can't see any of it. So we're kind of struggling with a way to present builds. And part of the reason that we even have this podcast to begin with is because the three of us are first and foremost, I would almost say builders, and then drivers second. Like I think that we probably spend as much time making stuff between the three of us as we do driving any of them. Yeah.
Elio's he's Mr. like whips out a new rig in like 24 hours. So
like, we don't have like a way of like showing this. So what I was thinking is, with the space that I made, now I've got more like video equipment and like room to actually, for one, present a build in an interesting way, like on a workbench and stuff, in like a really clean environment, instead of like just bench shots. I can set it on a table with a nice backdrop now and film it and get like good angles and stuff, and like have a nice consistent background. So I mean, we've got a professional way of like presenting that, but at the same time, it's like, okay, looking at the build and stuff, that's cool, but there's still like, we're kind of missing something as far as like engaging people. Like, it would be cool if we could actually see the build drive or something, you know, and really like, unless we like post pics and videos on Facebook or Instagram as something that we've done or made, we have no way of showing any of this. So
yeah,
what I want to start doing on my end with our YouTube channel, and I don't know. I don't like the idea of getting like tied into having to do a bunch of YouTube stuff or anything, but at the same time, it's like we have a lot of good stuff that we need to show you guys too. So I was thinking with this track space that I have is now I could do like a build breakdown or something and then send whatever it is for a lap around the track, you know, and then post up a time. And it doesn't really matter like what kind of vehicle it is, because something might surprise you and end up like smoking everything else. So I mean, it's like at least like some other action element to go with just talking about it and pictures and stuff, you know. So I'm trying to think of just like new ways to present the stuff that we have, because I mean, I have like 28 rigs or something like this here that like most people haven't really seen unless they follow like SOR or my personal account. So
yeah,
I want to do that, and then hopefully I mean, I realize all of us have different schedules and amounts of time that we can devote to stuff like this, but like Adam's moon buggy, for example, and like his Yeti Jr. both turned out rad. Like I would love to do like some sort of like special post with poser shots of both Adam and I's Yeti Jr. Can-Ams, and then like maybe 15 seconds of like run video each, and like put together a post that way and like start like showing off more of this stuff, because it's like people like it. I mean, after Adam posted the wrap that I had done for his We Rock buggy, I got an email from somebody wanting panels done and stuff. So I mean, it's like I think people want to see the stuff that we've been doing. It's just that there's this whole other area that we haven't really tapped into with this show. You know, it's like we do focus a lot on the industry and stuff, and a lot of people find that interesting, but like there's still like there's a lot of how-to stuff that we could be sharing. Like there's just so many different things, you know. Building cages out of styrene, building bumpers, you know, metal bumpers, things like that. And granted, there is a lot of stuff like that out there that other people have content of, and we do our best to like share that stuff when it comes out. I mean, we try and share like even like news and stuff from other like RC Driver, for example, you know, rather than sharing it from the manufacturer directly. You know, it's like we'll try and like channel some people towards like RC Driver and have them check his content out too, you know. So it's like we want to try and be like inclusive and sort of like have more to show and include more people from the community and stuff like that with what we're doing. But we also need to like, I think that the three of us have a lot of like content gold just sitting that we're not really doing anything with, that we just need to figure out like an interesting way of presenting it to people that'll be engaging for them and stuff. So if, you know, when people are listening to the show, to this episode and stuff, you know, comment like what you guys would like to see from us, you know. Like, I mean, we have these ideas and stuff, and we kind of have this like schedule that we stick to, in this like sort of like formula that has worked for us for the past few years. But I do feel like we have a lot more to offer, but also I want to make sure that it's something that's interesting to everybody else, you know. So I mean, do you want to see more like little like scale videos with like scale garage stuff? Do you want to see how we made a scale garage? Do you want to see, you know, how Andre at SMS makes metal bumpers, and have us post more like YouTube how-to links from the stuff that like people like him do? So I mean, give us a little bit of feedback if you guys will, so that we can kind of make not just the show and the podcast, because it'll kind of always be its own thing, but there's things that we can add to this, not necessarily brand that you want to call it, you know, with that Scale RC show, but there's things that can kind of fall under that umbrella that is, aside from the podcast, it would still be interesting and engaging for people on things like Facebook and Instagram. So we want to just give you guys more, because right now, you know, we're not seeing a lot of new models and stuff like that. And we relied so heavily on releases and stuff for episodes in order to have something to talk about. And since things have slowed down, we really don't have that as much. And as a result, we don't have as much, we don't have as many episodes that we do now. You know, it's like we're kind of like almost on a monthly thing now. And it would be cool to like just kind of fill in these in between times with some more stuff. So just please, everybody, you know, like just let us know what you would like to see and stuff. You know, what you want out of us, because
we should twist Elio's arm and get him to go back to doing more of that stop motion that he used to do.
I don't know if I ever knew about that.
Oh, you've never watched his videos that he used to do?
Motion all the time.
That was like his. That was his thing.
So time consuming.
Yeah, that was my thing way back when I
wow
myself. I do hella stop motion, like the guy walking up, pulls out the winch and winches himself out. Or I had one that the girl climbed up the hill to get to her Jeep and jumped in and drove away. Oh yeah, it was all kinds of stuff.
No kidding. Oh
yeah.
Or tubing in the snow. Remember the tubing in the snow one, Adam?
I've never. It's the never even crossed my mind to try that.
Yeah.
Like I've never even like I forgot that was like even a thing. That's actually really cool and not something that anybody does. You should we should share those. Like seriously, send them to me or something, and like I'll put them on our YouTube or something. I mean, I'm sure people would love to see stuff like that. I mean, I've never seen it. I know there's other people that want to. That would be really cool.
Yeah, no, it's funny because I think what started it was Elio went through this crazy everything had to be so scale. He used to get so mad when people's feet were in it, so he used to just go by himself. He'd go by himself out into the middle of nowhere, and he's
I do the same thing. I get it. Like I totally.
So but yeah,
there was sometimes I go up every weekend up to the Sierras by myself and just film and just bring a couple cars and make a day of it.
I try and go during the week just so there's nobody around, because the places I go to are city parks, and so like there's always people or dogs something going on. So it's
there's all kinds of feet around.
It's like you end up like having a lot of like unusable stuff, or like you'll have a good like first perspective shot, and there'll be like two kids standing up on top of a rock somewhere or something.
Oh God!
Almost had it. Damn it!
Yeah. It pissed me off when I'd go to film and there'd be like a mirror missing. I'm like, oh, I lost my mirror.
Or a windshield wiper that's crooked, like a crooked windshield wiper. That's one of my pet peeves too.
Or there's a couple times where like we'd have to I know it happened with the SCX6, but it's happened with some of the other cars. Like you wipe out or you like break something off. So you're like, okay, only film from the driver's side, because the driver's side is the good looking side. The other side's all screwed up now.
So funny. Yeah. Oh yeah. I've had that happen. Yeah. I've got a one-sided car.
Yep.
That's too funny.
Oh yeah. Yep.
See, it's almost good to talk about this stuff, because who knows how many people, and this is something I was talking to Adam about the other day when we were texting too. It's like, I'm so happy to hear about other people's nerdy habits, because then it makes me feel like, okay, sweet, I'm a little bit more normal than I thought.
Oh yeah.
You know, like maybe this isn't quite as weird as I thought, and it's something that other people do too. So yeah, no, the nerd support group. That's good. We all have the same embarrassing problems.
Yes, we all have those problems.
Let's see next. Oh, I just wanted to talk about our Facebook giveaway, because that's a segue into our very last thing, and then we'll get jamming here tonight. I had so much fun doing this. Like, so when I was doing the Garage Kana video, I was just like, basically what I had envisioned for that entire facility was like, what if you had Rob Dyrdek's Fantasy Factory, but for RC cars? So that was like my thought. And so like his warehouse space that he had like his office and stuff, and like his did you ever watch that show, Fantasy Factory? Okay. So we had like his office space and like his little boardroom area and stuff like that. And so that's kind of like what I had pictured in my head for like how I wanted this to be. So I was like, okay, if this was real, my garage would be the warehouse. And then I would have a shop made out of shipping containers, like what Ken Block did with the Hoonigan Racing Division headquarters in Utah, because that's a cool use of space, and shipping containers just look neat. So I already had a bunch of shipping containers that I made out of corrugated plastic signboard. And so I took a couple of them and made a scale garage out of it. And then I was like, okay, so I would have my shipping container shop. What would I have next? And I was like, probably a couple of porta potties or something. And so I hopped on Colts is where I had ended up finding it. I think it was a whopping $6.57. And I had posted a link earlier on to the file so that if people want to buy it and download and print it out, they can. But again, like I can't believe I'm even saying this, but I searched high and low for the perfect 1/10 scale toilet, like outhouse. And surprisingly, there's not many out there. You know, there's not a lot of good toy outhouses to choose from, but got lucky with this one, and it was super, super detailed with like an opening latch and stuff and a working door. And like the guy was like, he even assigned like the names of everything, like super funny names. Like the tank in it is called the Box of Smells. Like that's the file name. So it's like whoever did this had a good time with it, and I felt like I could kind of relate. So I was like, let's post a link, and like hopefully people will like buy the STL and not like message us and ask for it for free or something. They'll actually throw some money this guy's way. But the thing was so detailed and so cool and perfect. And so I was like, man, we should just, like, I made one for myself, and then I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna give this away as a like prize for a good cover photo. And as it turns out, like we got one of the best like cover photos that we've ever had, and it's a guy that I'm stoked that he won it. His name's Ryan Weiss. He lives in Canada, and if you're listening to this and you aren't on Facebook or anything or Instagram and you haven't seen the pictures of it, he had an amazing square body Chevy, Adam?
Yeah,
that he built with a bed extender, one of those flip out tube bed extenders that people use for mountain biking and for dirt bikes. And he had 2 scaled dirt bikes in it that weren't goofy proportions or anything. They were scaled like appropriately for like the size of the vehicle and everything. Like he did it right. And so I was really stoked that he won the scaled out outhouse build, which is a replica of Adam's studio, which he's using as a background tonight. And so like we went to like absurd levels of detail with this thing. So
for example, yeah, if you want like a little background, he was like, all right, what color is your laptop? Send me a picture of your mic.
Yeah. So this is Adam's gray laptop, and I've got a screen that I printed out, and the screen that's on the laptop that's inside the toilet that the guy won is a screenshot of our StreamYard studio that I'm looking at right now that has Adam in the bathroom background. And so it's like a picture of what you won, like what inspired the entire build to begin with inside it. So it was ridiculous on so many levels, but at the same time it was super, super fun, and it was really fun to like make and detail out. And I enjoy stuff like that. And I like Ryan, the guy that won it, was like, I have a scale trail and this will be like the perfect accessory for it and stuff, is what he told me when he had messaged. So I was like, that's rad. It couldn't have gone to a better person. So I want to do more stuff like this, like especially like if it's something that's relatively easy and like 3D printable like this, you know, a roll of filament's like $15 and a couple cans of spray paint, or, you know, $7 or $8 a piece. It's not a huge expense to go through and like make something like this and give it away as a prize, you know? So, I mean, like that's something I really like to start doing more and everything. And that, I had made a banner for and didn't even show for like 10 minutes that I was sitting here talking about it. But the important thing is that this banner will be here for like the last 10 seconds that I'm talking about it. And so hopefully people will completely forget the fact that, but yeah. So anyways, the giveaway, us talking about that, is a segue to our Patreon, which first of all, we have neglected terribly. It's a lot to manage. It was started with the best of intentions. The people that have stuck with it and still continue to contribute to us, thank you so much. And we don't say it nearly as often enough as we should. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Our StreamYard subscription to be able to record this at the level that we want to be able to do it at is $40 a month. We currently make $25 from generous people on our Patreon. So anything else just comes out of our own pockets and stuff, or, you know, in my case, if I do a giveaway or something, it's just, you know, me or SOR that does it. So if you guys do want to join our Patreon, we are trying to do more cool stuff like this. We have a Chevy Blazer build that we're working on too, that's going to be a giveaway just specifically only for our Patreon members. So that's something that we've got going on too. So yeah, thank you guys that have stuck with us and everything with that throughout the years and everything. And we appreciate it. And it's, you know, it's allowed us to make, you know, keep doing this and have it be a little bit easier, not too much of a financial burden, because, you know, we're not monetized on YouTube or anything like that. We don't get any money from like ads or anything, because, you know, when you get 200 or 300 views on a video, you know, no one cares. So this is obviously all for like the love of the hobby and the community and stuff like that, and all of our friends and stuff, and helping out the organizations and brands and manufacturers and friends and builders and stuff that we think are cool, and to try and bring attention their way. So that's really what this is about. It's not a money making venture, but if there is something that you want to try and contribute, cool, thanks. It just helps that much more. So yeah, we're pretty bad. I remember the banner when it came to asking for money. That was sick, right? Like that was good.
Yeah.
When it counted, right?
It should have been a picture of Jay sitting there with his hand.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Please, sir, can I have some more?
Oh God.
But yeah. Maybe we kind of like collectively now that, because I mean, we started that when Travis was on the show. So I think now that we have Elio, maybe we should all sit down and actually talk about like what we should offer for some of the tiers on the Patreon. So that way we can kind of maybe.
Well, we never even made tiers. We didn't even get that far. Like we got some work to do. So
okay.
we'll add that to the list of stuff that needs addressed, like internet connection that is consistent, things like that.
You guys consistently the whole time.
Have we really? It's got to be on your end then, because you guys.
Yeah, it's got to be, because you guys are frozen like half the time. I'm like, am I looking? I'm like, oh, they're frozen. Bummer. Shit.
Always something. Well, if
you guys want to,
hopefully what I'm recording is what we'll see. So.
Oh yeah, it's been clear on my end. I was to say, maybe the Patreon contributions might actually, go for better internet too, so we can actually like record and not be all frozen.
Yeah. Did you make that logo?
No.
No. So he took
because it kind of looked like something that you would do. That's why I was curious.
Well, okay, we can talk about this a little bit if you want. If it's not too boring for people. So the original where it says scale challenge.
That's original.
That was from Elio when I don't know who he reached out to, but somebody made that when he had the Discover with wasn't it like winching through mud or something like that?
D110 or something like that. Yeah.
It was something like that.
Oh,
so then
I think I remember that one.
So then he really wanted to keep that font, and me with my lack of, skills, but I have a little bit with, my products that I have for like cutting out vinyl and whatnot. I was able to go in and actually like pull the font out of it, which was a little time consuming, but made it work. And then he wanted to add West. So we're like, oh, what do you want to do? He's like, oh, we should do some sort of like tag, but like, legible. So I literally just downloaded a bunch of different random graffiti fonts. And then I just kept sending him one until he liked it. So that Scale Challenge West is kind of like the OG, like that's kind of like what started everything. Mm-hmm. And then at one point we were like, oh, we should come up with like a little like branding of something. And then that's when we came up with the compass logo.
Yep.
So I had
I
found
really
the compass.
like that one. That one's super cool.
So I found the compass, tweaked it a little bit, added Elio's Discover up to the top. And then I think we just put SCW in the center and a mountain range, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So what they did was they kind of like tweaked both of our logos and kind of just, made it into one, added like this, kind of like rock background behind it.
Mhm.
And then they added just the Vanquish logo right in the center. And
It looks phenomenal. It's one of those things where logos, like, it's really easy to overdo it and do too much, and then your entire message gets lost. But this is like, for one, the orange is like super grabbing, and it's a nice contrast with kind of the earth tones and stuff that are in the logo. So you've got kind of like this outdoorsy type feel to it too, even though it's got the orange to grab your attention and stuff. But like, it's got it's got the information, it's got the date, everything that you need to know is right there, and it's easy to read. They did a good job on it. That's why I was wondering, because I know that that's stuff that you play around with too, and so obviously I have an appreciation for it. So
no, this one wasn't me. So but that was something that actually Elio, with the original logo, that's kind of why he wanted me to play around with when he originally had it, because that very first one, I think, because you've done stickers for it, you've done patches for it. It was just, it's a cool logo. It's just too busy for something you could just always put out, because there's just so much going on. Right. So that's why he really wanted to hold on to, the font being the font, because
I mean, even that just by itself, even as a banner or something with a cool background, would look fantastic, like without even the compass or anything. Like it's clean, it's recognizable. And as things progress and this becomes, as time passes and stuff, it's gonna be the nice thing about this is that it'll be easily recognizable from a distance and stuff, and people will be able to recognize the shape of it without actually having to read it, kind of like Ford or Chevy, with the bow tie, or McDonald's and stuff. Like, that's what you always want to try and shoot for. And you see so many like AI logos and stuff where it's just so totally overdone, and all these fades and gradients, and like it's so fancy that like the name even gets lost in it and stuff. So no, obviously this is just nerdy, graphic designer shit that I do, but like, this is just, I thought this was cool. So always high five to whoever it was again at Vanquish that did this. It looks really nice.
I've always been a less is more kind of guy. It even shows in my builds. It's funny because like I was talking to one of the guys in the group, because we're working on another project, and he just got done helping somebody else. And they like, everything's like over the top, and it's got like 25 different colors and this, that, and the other. And I'm like, dude, I'm like the opposite of that. I say, give me like 3 colors, choices, and like simple, like blended in. I want things to like disappear. Like, it's too flashy. It's too much. It's just at least for me, that's just not my style. I'm just not.
It's rare for me to ever build something that has more than 2 to 3 colors. Like, very rare. Like, the last thing that I built was that Jeep, the Tekin one, and it's just gray and black. Like, just super, super plain. I think the craziest thing I probably ever have done, and it's even pretty subdued, was just the drift car with like all the fluorescent colors and chrome and stuff on it. Like, and that thing's just super out of character for me. So,
well, what's funny was, I guess we'll just throw this in as a little like, extra. When you did the wrap for the moon buggy, when he first had it all done up, he had it in my normal colors, the black, white, and gold. And I was like, I'm going to throw you a curveball. We're not going to use the gold. And he's like, what? And I was like, I can't use the gold. I said, it's going to clash against the servos. The servos are red.
Well, you've been like gold guy for so long.
Oh,
like,
God,
it's just like, man, this is so weird. Red for you? Like, man, there's even gold on your Can-Am. Not much. Oh, which, by the way, I just want to show this to people really quick. So we really do need to show off like the Can-Am builds at some point, but there is a serious lack of cool wheels and tires for these.
Before you get going too far, make it so we're all big again, because you're like showing this little tiny thumbnail over in the corner.
Whoops. I'll edit this out.
There we go.
Okay. We're going to back up and we'll start over again. We need to do a thing on the Yeti Juniors, though, at some point. This is one last thing I wanted to talk about before we get going. I was messing around and made some. So there's not a lot of wheel and tire choices for these. And so these BFGs are actually off of the Yeti Score trophy truck. And they had a deep dish wheel, which just UTVs don't use. And so I made 3D printed wheel faces that just press in and have a little hole to get the 2 mil Allen in to be able to still take them off and everything. So I don't know what I'm going to do with that file yet. I'll probably just give it away to people for free if they want to print these for theirs. But we need to do some stuff with these and maybe do like a feature on it, because not only were these fun, but they're kind of also like one of the most like coolest scale accessories that you can have for your scale garage or whatever you've got going on. So we need to do some sort of like appreciation post for these sometime soon.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I haven't touched that thing in I don't know how many years. And Adam got he had me do up a wrap for his, and I kind of copied in a way, like heavily, and I shouldn't say copied, that's terrible. It's heavily inspired by Nick Eisenhower's trophy truck, which is the Heat Wave one. And I did that for Adam, and I got super, super jealous of how cool his was. So I went nuts and ordered aluminum arms and knuckles and C-hubs and did a new wrap on mine. And so, yeah, Adam got me all excited about the Yeti Can-Ams again.
What rims do they run? They run 155s?
Well, yeah, but they're like a staggered, like a short course wheel. So it's like
very tiny.
Yeah, it's dumb. They're dumb wheels. They're really dumb. And like anything available is all like either really small, like TRX-4M sized, or like 3 1/4.
It's a very like weird size, because it's labeled a 155, but it's a super tiny 155, because you put that 155 that tire next to like a normal 155, it's like night and day difference.
Yeah, it's strange, but I mean, they're really cool. And like the wheels were bumming me out, because like you don't see deep dish methods on a side by side. That's just not something that happens.
If you build one of those like southern ones where like they put where they like put the
the mud
8-inch, the 8-inch lift kit on it, and they
that's true. They would do something like that.
Which
they wouldn't do methods though. They would do like forged billet wheels.
Yeah, like Forgiatos on there or something.
Yeah, something that's like 20 grand.
Which is something that I was actually kind of like, I don't know, shocked/bummed that nobody ever came out with some sort of like aftermarket 3D printed like lift kit for these things to do one of those bougie mud buggies. Like,
it would have been pretty funny.
I'm just shocked that nobody ever came out with something like that. But
and I do want to say this. I mean, we'll have to like, we'll see, with like a timer and stuff. But when I do finally like get the whole track thing set up and everything, I have a feeling that the Yeti Can-Am is going to have the fastest time of anything.
You still have the stock motor in that, right?
No, it's got a Reedy 380. I forget what turn. 30 turn or something, Reedy in it, but it rips. It's super super fast. But I mean, like the thing like will like full on like 4-wheel drift around corners and stuff. So I have a feeling that thing is just going to be an absolute rocket ship, and it'll have the fastest time. But I don't know. It'll be interesting. Nerd shit.
Yeah, I just know with mine, because it's still the stock motor, but I ran a lipo in it versus the nickel metal that came with the car, and that was like a big difference.
Oh yeah,
I think switching
mine
batteries.
had a dynamite motor in it or something, like a little.
Yeah, I think it's still the same. That's what it is. But it also came with that little nickel metal, battery that, and then once I put the lipo in it, that thing like ripped.
I think I had ruined the stock motor on that clear back when I had that hard body and metal cage on it, because it was like 300 pounds for that poor like tall geared little tiny motor to push around, and so it cooked it. But yeah, no, that's been kind of a fun, like ongoing project. That's one of those vehicles that I'll probably never ever get rid of.
Same, just because I just like the cool factor about it.
Yeah, like that's another post I think we ought to do at some point too, and like have that be like something that we do on Facebook, is have just everybody post a picture of like that one rig that they never ever will sell, that they will just always hang on to, or they will always keep that one specific body on and never, you know, cannibalize it and turn it into something else, because a lot of us do that too. So I don't know, just another interesting thing that might be kind of fun to have people share with each other. So anyways, yeah, please give us your ideas though, guys. That would be neat. Yep. Tell us what you want to see.
Good for more stuff we can do.
Yeah. Yep. Well, is that everything?
I believe that is everything.
Feel like it might be. So all right, well, let's roll the outro, and until next time, have a good one, guys.
Peace. See you guys later.